Hey everyone, in this video, we're going to learn how we can use Gmail to send and receive emails from a completely different email address. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to use a Hotmail account in order to send and receive from Gmail through the Hotmail account. But you can use this for pretty much any email address that you have. And really, I use this because I have multiple email accounts and I don't want to check all of the different email accounts. So really, I just have all of them filtering into my Gmail account. And that way, there's just one place to go to check emails, and it makes life so much easier. All right, so let's set this up. I'm in my Gmail account. I'm going to come into settings, go over to settings, accounts, and import. And there's really two areas here that we need to take into consideration. One is send mail as, and the other is check mail from other accounts. So essentially, this is incoming and outgoing. So this is incoming here, this POP3, checking mail from other accounts. And then send mail as is going to be outgoing mail. So the order that we set this up doesn't really matter. I'm just going to go top to bottom, set up the send mail as first. So add another email address that you own. And you can see I already have a couple set up currently. All right, so we need to type in our email address. So there we go, my Hotmail account, next step. And you'll see that Google will actually try to automatically figure out what some of these are because it recognizes that it's a Hotmail account. But if you're not sure, you can actually do a search to find out what these should be. So I'm going to come in and let's just do a search for Hotmail POP3 settings. So we can do a search for that, and let's do this one here just because it's actually from Microsoft, and so I trust that to be updated a little bit more. So we're going to look for apps that support POP3 because we're not really using any of these particular apps. So just kind of the general information is what we need. All right, so this right here. So we need this server address. So paste that in. The port needs to be, oh, I'm sorry, I'm on SMTP. So it's this down here. So this one right here. Had the wrong one selected there. And so this here. The port is 587 or 25. Either way, authentication, yes, secured through TLS. So you can see that right there. Now we need to type in our password. Now I could paste in the password here, and as soon as I hit add account, it's going to tell me that the authentication has failed. Now the reason for this isn't because I typed in the username or password wrong. It's because I have two-factor authentication set up on my Hotmail account. Now, I would highly recommend that anything that you have an account with that will support two-factor authentication, turn it on. It is a little bit of extra work to be able to get that in, but it's really something that will make your account so much more secure because then people will not be able to access your account with just the password. And you'll see what I mean here in a second. So first I need to come in and actually generate an app password for this because I have two-factor authentication turned on. So to do that, I'm going to hop over to my security settings. So you can do a search for this page as well. This is just logging into your Microsoft account. So account.live.com/proofs/manage is where you're going to get to this page here. You can see I have two-step verification turned on. So I need to create a new app password. All right, so it's going to randomly generate an app password. Because I have two-factor authentication, I'm not really too concerned with you knowing what this password is. I can always go in there and actually change it if I need to. But I'm going to copy this. Let me hit Control-C to copy. Paste this in here. Add the account. And then it's going to verify this confirmation code here. So we need to hop over to Hotmail to get that. Once again, the confirmation code is going to be completely different every single time. So paste in the confirmation code, hit verify. And now, if we going back to our settings, we have send mail as set up. So let's set up our POP now. Add POP. So hotmail.com. All right, so essentially the same as what we did before. I'm going to click this little thing right here. I have a tool called Display Fusion that lets me add this so this window will always be on top. And that's really helpful. So you can see I'm clicking over here, but this is still on top. It's helpful for things like this. Really has nothing to do with this particular video, but since I'm using it, I wanted to point that out. All right, so it's not letting us, we could try the default here. Let's actually put in other. I'm going to just make sure that I have this. It looks like maybe they updated it recently. So type in my password. There we go. SSL. Yes, SSL, port 995, just making sure. I do want to label my incoming messages. So what this is going to do is this going to add a label in Gmail to anything that comes in through this email. So if I get an email to my Hotmail account, I can see that very, very easily by just looking at this label in Gmail. So I'm going to do that. I actually have it set up just a little bit. There we go. So coming from my Hotmail, I don't want to archive. I don't want to leave a copy on the server. That would leave it in Hotmail. I just want to move it over essentially. Add the account. And same thing, right? So server denied access. Essentially what I need to do is come in, create another app password. Paste this. And close this just so I can see this a little bit easier. There we go. Don't want LastPass to save this. All right, so that's been done. Now we have incoming and outgoing. All right, so let's test this just to make sure that this actually works. So I'm going to create a new email, and danlefebvre@hotmail.com. This is going there. Test email sent from Gmail to Hotmail. Just making sure this works. Whatever. There we go. All right, so we should get this. Here we go. So this is sent from Gmail to Hotmail, and it came in to my Hotmail account, or my Gmail account, which is exactly what I want. All right, so let's test this the other way. I'm going to come in and I'm going to compose. So danlefebvre@gmail.com. Go to send from Hotmail. So this is test sending to Gmail from Hotmail. The other way around. Just making sure this still works, and I still can't type the S without the period in front of it. There we go. Send that. We should come in here as well. There we go. Perfect. And just what we want. So it's from Hotmail and to Gmail. So as you can see, this is all working and this is all set up. So everything is working as we would expect. And that's really all there is to it. Now, there's one more thing I'm going to do that's really not related to this particular, the email settings per se. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and clear out all of my app passwords. So I'm going to remove my existing app passwords right here. And what that's going to do is it's going to delete all of the app passwords that I just used. So that way, if somebody out there sees this video and tries to actually use my app password for two-factor authentication, it won't work. So I'm clearing that out. I'm just making sure that that's not there. And there are some kind of more secure things on this particular page, like my phone number and things like that. So I'm going to blur those out afterwards. So if you see that blurred out, that's what that is. But anyway, that's how we can set up Gmail in order to send and receive emails from another email address, in this case, Hotmail. Now, if you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to check out my YouTube channel for more tips and tricks. Or really, if there's something specific you'd like for me to cover, feel free to let me know. Thanks for watching.